Hey folks, welcome back. Today we're working on 1968 in bright white. We've got the back of this painted, all scrubbed down and rust cleaned up and painted. Now we got to figure out what we're going to do on the front. I don't know yet, to be honest with you. We've got all this rust in this area where the grill inserts go, and if I prime and paint it, I'm going to be out onto the white, and the white paint I have obviously doesn't match this white. There's a million shades of white. So I'm going to look at what I'm going to do there. I might prime and paint it white, then scuff the edges, blend them together. I don't know. So we're not going to talk about it. I still haven't hammered and dollied out these two dents yet. I'll do that before we move on any further here. But, well, I got you sitting there. But real quick, let me take you over to the 1971 C-10 in Spanish gold, because we're doing the same thing. So over here, what we got are these hood bumpers. I've been looking for them. They've been on back order. I found a place online, to tell you the truth. These right here. I think I bought these on Amazon, and the quality is, I don't know, seems to be just as good as the ones I buy from anywhere else, LMC Brothers, whatever. They were like $6 for the kit, and that comes with these rubber bumpers up here as well. I can give you that part number if you care. I will real quick. It's the same bumpers and, well, they're all bumpers, but the round ones and the ones that go around the hood are all the same on all these trucks from 68 to 72. So here's a package I got. You can get the number there. You can come back and look at it again. But that gives you the full set. That's both bumpers on the front and all four of the hood to fender bumpers. So I put those in my truck. They've been there a while, so they were rusted in pretty good. Let me show you the other one. You might fight with these things. If you do, I guess the main thing to remember is they have a jam nut on the bottom. And you throw them in, and then the jam nut tightens the whole thing so it doesn't continue to wiggle. Getting the jam nut loose first before you ever try to turn this top. You might still break it. But they're difficult. I didn't want to waste your time watching me tap and die and all that. But there's how we're coming on to 71. Yeah, she's getting close to finished. Really close. But now that I showed you that, let me take you over here to Tom's. This is the 68 grill over here. So I thought while I'm doing mine, I might as well do Tom's. $6.99 or $8.99, I don't remember. Whatever these were, they were under $10. So I thought I would do these and show you guys how I do it. The kit does not come with a nut, so that might frustrate some guys that don't keep a stock of nuts around. Nor does it come with a washer. And you don't have to have a washer, but that nut that's welded in there is a little recessed. So this jam nut would the corners might catch on it and make it hard to screw and be kind of bumpy. So I like to put a washer on there. Of course, if I'm going to put a washer on there, it's going to be, stainless steel. You knew that, didn't you? So this one shouldn't be, it's crusty in there. And I didn't bring a screwdriver to tighten this with, so there's one. This one over here, I'll get you a little closer. This one on the other side is broken. And they can be a bugger. Let me get you a little closer than that even. It's just a bolt, so you got to get right in there and look. But they can definitely test your patience. So what I generally do is lube them and bang them a few times, get me a pair of locking pliers. I would say vice grip. They're one of the best, but I don't care anymore. These nowadays doesn't matter. And I get them on there good and like two hands. You got to really squeeze it because these are going to be rusted in there pretty good. Just kind of work it back and forth. I think I got it. I think I do. And it'll come out. I haven't had one yet that really gave me a lot of trouble. I've had some tight ones, but nothing any more difficult than pretty much this. All right. We got away with that on camera when you guys are watching. That's pretty rare. So, of course, you know me, put a little my own anti-seize on there because these need to be adjusted later. And who knows how long before we get to it. So I'm going to screw them down kind of tight just so they're not sticking out and in the way. That's all there is to it. My wrench is right over there. Not that I need to tighten them up right now. It's not really important for this. But that's just that jam nut behind there that you just, no, tighter than that. Just snug it in there. And now that won't turn vibration of the truck or anything. I'm going to loosen a little because, I don't know, doesn't need to be tight. Let's snug the other one up. I'll have to maybe grab a screwdriver or something because that one's gonna fight me a little bit. Go figure. Let me, you can see it right there. Let me grab a screwdriver. It's just right here in the top drawer, so just take a second. We're gonna work that one in a little farther to get it to where it's, well, 2 reasons. Get it so it's not sticking out and catch my coat pocket, and get the threads greased up and start getting some lube on them and it can soak. You know, that one might need to be, boy, I don't know. I should probably get the tap out. Run a tap through that one. It's somebody's boogered the threads up. So we won't do that today and make you wait for me to get the tap and die set out. Okay, so other than that, over here, I'm moving right along. This is tight quarters, so I'll show you what I'm doing. This is going to be a little bit, yeah, I don't know. We're working on the air conditioner right down in there. So I got the bracket put on it. And we didn't have the right bolts, or I shouldn't say we didn't have the original bolts. This is all stuff that's been acquired through the years of different vehicles. And nuts and bolts get lost pretty commonly. So I grabbed a handful of bolts, just miscellaneous stuff out of a bucket. Now they're all GM bolts, they're all metric thread, they're proper. But I don't have like a full stock where I can just grab the right size. What I do, and I didn't bore you with this either, I'll put them in the block without the brackets or anything and bottom them out gently and see how much is sticking out. If you got like an inch sticking out, well then when you go to put the thing together, if you don't have an inch of bracketry to fill that up, you can poke a hole in your block. That would be a horrible, horrible day. Now, generally by hand, you're not going to do it, but if you're running an impact or something, it could happen. But the bare minimum, you won't get it tight. So you get these different length bolts, check your threads, clean your threads, get it as deep as you can, see how much is sticking out. If you need to trim your bolt off to get that flange to seat tight, that's what I do. Grind the end off, clean the threads up, try it again. Make sure that you're using at least 2/3 of the bolt threads that are there. You'll be fine. So I got just a couple bolts in it right now in the bracket and just 1 or 2 in the actual compressor. And the reason I did that is make sure my fitment's good, see what we're running into. I know there's a lot of hoses and stuff in the way where you can't see a lot. And to see if our new belt will fit. And of course it will. It's the one that's supposed to come with it. I'm joking. It'll probably fit, but I wanted to try. This is a 6-liter, but I'm not sure it's different. I shouldn't even tell you that. I don't know. I got the 6-liter belt. That tensioner, I should check that first. See? I'll teach you how to do something. I don't even know how to do it. Just kidding. So right here is the tensioner square, and that'll tell us that way. Okay, which way it tightens on the belt. So it would go around the air compressor, which makes sense. Then around that, giving you your most tension for that tensioner. This is a short belt and it runs behind the main belt. That makes sense? They run 2. They run the normal serpentine and then they run this serpentine. This little mini serpentine. I better use an extension. Can't quite reach it, I don't think. There we go. This will be better. So we'll take that and go the wrong way first because you guys are watching me. Oh, shit. That's rockering it pretty good. Nothing wrong with that. Get some tension on that belt. Now, there was 2 belts available for this. 2 different brands. You know how expensive everything is these days. This one was $7. or you could buy the next grade quality better, which is $29. So like I said, this one was $7. That's one I picked. It's for the air conditioner. It's not the highest quality, but I mean, if the air conditioner quits, it's not like you can't keep driving. So it doesn't run any other accessories. So that's just what I picked. All right, it all fitted up, fitted up good, if that's a word, but it fit up well. We know we're going to have the right belts for great tensioners. Tensioners all work good. Now I can look at fitting it together permanently. Still don't have the oil pan. I went down farther than that. The oil pan, yeah, it's on order. So I believe Tom is going to order or has ordered the oil pan for the 6-liter Camaro, which would be a good choice in my opinion. The only other thing I come across that I thought was, there's no way you're going to see down in there, but I want to show you. But you don't need to know. The air conditioner inlet and outlet for the, we'll call it coolant, but R134A is what this uses, tucks in behind this frame. So I'm not really sure how that's going to route. I mean, nothing hits anything. There's clearance, but I'm going to need at least a 90-degree angle on that and then come up. That's going to be a tight fit somewhere. Rubber hose, we don't want it wearing off. So we'll get back on that and show you the details I figured out on putting the lines on. So just a quick show today. I wanted to get you guys back on this air conditioner and the belts, talk about the grill a little bit more, show you the headway I've made this week. These things take time, a little bit today, a little bit tomorrow, a little bit yesterday. You know how that goes. But I just don't know about this bleeding rust around here. It's going to be an interesting transition. I'm going to grab one of those. Step in front of here. Grab one of these, I don't know what you call them, fillers. Just to kind of show you the rust issue. Now, pretty chipped up. It's got some rust started here where it banged something. This paint's flaking right off, and you get that's got the original gray under it. Oh, maybe I can try and clean that up and shine that up rather than paint it. I don't know. He doesn't like chrome, but that's not chrome. Just shiny bare metal. You know, now that I look at it, it does look pretty good. I might try and clean up a little bit of that later. Yeah, I said later. But that's that rust ring bleeding through that I don't care for. And the more water that gets in there, it's just going to keep dripping and creating those rust lines. Some people think it's cool, but I don't want the truck rusting out. So that's what I'm looking at. I'll figure out something. Probably going to clean these up and go with that silver gray that was on there originally. And if he wants to repaint them, that's easy to do. Yeah, I haven't cleaned all that rust out of the back yet, but I will. Well, that's it for today. It was kind of a short video, but I wanted to bring you along and show you some of these things that are holding me up. We jumped over on the 71. I'm doing a lot of jumping around, getting some parts in, getting some more parts ordered, and make some things happen, have a little more fun. I know we've kind of tinkered on that frame issue for a while, and then I'm going to get his exhaust done quick like. And I'll bring you guys in for that because it's going to be kind of a chop and weld, get her done, be done. That's not as intricate as the 71 because, for one, he didn't get those cutouts that I have so you can go open exhaust. The second thing is we don't have to loop it over the rear axle and figure out how to make those corners and edges and stuff. So it's going to be way easier. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you coming, and I'm going to try and shut this off in just a push or two. What do you think? I'm going to go with 2, 3. All right, 3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I'll take my glove off. 4, 5. Yeah, I got to figure out a better way to shut this off. But you guys can just shut yours off. All right, see you next week.